Tribe Live. Thursday nights is for members and tribal visitors. So everyone is welcome. Tonight is a very special live reading because there's people out there right now. If you're drawn to this, it's because you want to know about how to facilitate your health care, your self care, not health care, but maybe your health. But your self care is a part of your mental health. And in order to have that innate guidance to do this on your own, you need balance. So we're going to tap in to see the guidance that you need to make this all happen for you. Take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. We're not going to stay on this thing long because I feel like this is a pretty straightforward message, but sometimes we need a little bit of a nudge to push us into the right direction. So I really hope that this shows up at the perfect time for you. And if you want to book a reading, the link is in the description. The link is in my channel header somewhere, but go to tellemtribetarot.com and you'll be able to book a reading if your spirit moves you to do so. So I want to get into this reading because it's important to me as well. Self-care is like a super big deal in my life. If I don't feel good, I'm not projecting good energy, and 9 times out of 10 I'm attracting a whole bunch of shit that should not be anywhere near me. And if you see that you are on a roll of like a bad luck streak, you might be thinking, oh, it's a spell, or someone did something to me, or I'm just paying for some shit that, I don't really know about yet. And sometimes that's not the case. It's just that you're not treating yourself well, and therefore you are attracting a whole bunch of what you're feeling. So you have to reverse that, and then you'll realize that as you change the way how you treat yourself, the universe responds to that in a different way, and it raises your vibrations, and you end up living a better and fulfilling life. And it starts with the way how you treat yourself. So let's look at the overall energy right now. Let's look at your overall energy, where you may currently be standing energetically in terms of balance and your well-being. So please provide me with the guided messages for whoever needs it. Please provide me with the guided messages for whoever needs it at this time. Let all messages be clear, concise, and straightforward. So what comes out here is the Ace of Wands. And these cards are so cute because it has little stick figures, and I'm such a simple person, but that's besides the point. So right now, in regards to you balancing your well-being and your self-care, you're looking for adventures. You're looking for creative ways, or you should be looking for creative ways to do the same things. You may feel as if you're running out of ideas because the way that you may be living your life is just repetitious. So it might make you feel as if you're out of options. And you may feel as if you need like a big extravaganza in order to care for yourself, when that is farthest from it. So your overall energy is trying to find the enthusiasm in doing the same things that you do typically every day. Maybe this is what you can afford and that's all that you can do, but you have to put more energy into it. So self-care for some could be taking a road trip. Oh, well, you might say, well, Cherokee, I don't have a car. So it could be getting on a bus and riding around the city. Well, you're saying, well, Cherokee, I don't have money for the bus. Then you could just walk outside of the neighborhood that you typically walk in. Put your foot in some grass. If you're in the hood, be careful because there's glass in the grass. But it's just saying, like, your guides are saying that there's adventurous ways and creative ways that you can create self-care experiences for yourself, and it doesn't have to require a lot of money or put you in a financial deficit just to treat yourself kindly. Overall, I feel like some of you feel a creative block when it comes to taking care of yourself because you don't know what you want, you don't know what you like, or you haven't spent enough time writing down or tapping into what you want because you may be so used to people suggesting those kind of things or getting ideas from books as opposed to just listen, not even books, ideas from the internet, looking at how other people care for themselves and maybe applying it to you. And that may not be the way that you like to love on yourself, you know? So I feel like what right now, energetically, you want adventure. You want to experience your life in a more adventurous way. And that is a part of self-love. So we're going to pull another card to see what needs the most attention. What area of your life needs to be prioritized in order to restore balance? What area of your life needs to be prioritized to restore balance? So I pulled a Two of Pentacles. So your work life. So this is showing that you may be someone who works 2 jobs, maybe 3, even 4. So you could be doing the work from home and 9-to-5 combo, or you could have a job and a side hustle that you're trying to turn into a full-time situation. But you have to prioritize, you have to put things in perspective in your life where it is from least to greatest, what's least important to what's most important. And the ups and downs of what you're experiencing on a daily, it may stifle you because you're not organized. So you're just doing things and just hoping that it works. And it's working because a lot of you may be operating on survival mode. You know that if you go and you hit that clock, you're going to get paid in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks, in a month out, however your pay frequency is. But at the end of the day, if you're prioritizing work over self-love, you're going to fall short every single time. So it's also saying that you may not be physical enough right now because of work. I feel an energy of someone saying, well, I don't have enough time to go to the gym. I have a gym membership and I don't use it. That's a part of self-love. Self-love is taking care of your physical body, even if it means speed walking up and down the street to get some cardio in so your heart rate can be moderated, because it's good for your heart to speed walk. Even if it means taking deep breaths wherever you're sitting, stretching. All of this is a part of self-love. But what's happening is you're prioritizing other people and your job over your self-love. And that's why you may be feeling a feeling of lack at this time. Interestingly, you want adventure, but you're not necessarily making time for it. Now, you have to be intentional about the things that you want. If you're telling the universe, I want to take care of myself better, and I want to experience a better quality of life, and I want to live life to the fullest, but all you're doing are things that takes life away or gives you a bare minimum aspect of your own life, then what are you really saying? You're sending mixed signals to the universe, which is why the overall energy is the Ace of Wands, because you want that adventure, but wanting is half the battle. Now you have to put your foot to the pavement, put your knee to the wheel, your elbow, put something to it, feel yourself. You know how they say, pinch me, wake me up, I'm in a dream, pinch me so I know I'm here. You have to pinch yourself to remind yourself that you're here and get off of autopilot. So you balancing all these things in your life right now, that's a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with having a lot going on. Some people actually function off of having a ton of things going on because for whatever reason you may feel like you're not living a significant life if you're not doing enough, or the things that you're balancing from day to day, it keeps you afloat, it gives you purpose, and that is okay. But at what point do you realize that you're doing so much that all you're doing is that and nothing else for yourself purposely and intentionally? You know, money is not every single thing. You don't need money to show yourself love. And someone needed to hear that. Someone needed a reminder. The minute that you start loving on yourself unconditionally in every environment, you will realize that and start to feel like I'm doing too much for other people. I'm clocking in too much for other people. I need time for me. The day that you take off from your job or the day that you're scheduled to be off, it wouldn't be a work day. Some people take off from work and go to another job. Well, you're saying, well, That's the only way that I can make ends meet. That's a spell that you're putting on your life, that you can only make ends meet if you do things in that way. But what a lot of us are afraid to do is to challenge ourselves to do things that would make us have to sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice things that you're doing just because you want it, so you can do what you need for yourself in any environment. So if that means cutting off some kind of subscription that you have that you're paying for, and you can in turn exchange that for a massage once a month, because you've never had a massage experience before except from your significant other. And that's half-assed sometimes because they be tired too. So it's really about, what are you going to prioritize for yourself, and be purposeful and intentional about it. Y'all like my binocular necklace? Y'all see my ADHD kicking in? So I think you get the picture that you need to balance your work life and your personal life, okay? You need to make sure that you're doing this purposely and purposefully, because you then be showing the universe that you care about yourself. So the universe is going to respond to you in that way, and surround you with people who feel just the same. And then those people, it's a chain effect. They put you on to situations that you're manifesting. But if you keep your head in like on a one-track mind, and you don't allow yourself to see outside of your situation, how could you love on you if you're in survival mode in that way? We weren't put on this planet to just work and slave for the dollar. That's not what we're here for. We're emotional beings, spiritual beings, living the human experience. And that's something you have to listen to. We're spiritual beings. That means we feel everything. And when you feel yourself doing the same thing over and over again, your spirit does not like that. But the physical part of you, the part, touch your shoulder right now. Go on, do it. Like, God, this girl got me working in this live. Touch your shoulder right now. If you do that with the fingertip, you feel you're sending signals to your nerve. And your body actually likes that, because it's reminding yourself that you're here. I am here. I am here. And you have to remember yourself in every circumstance. That felt good. Now imagine if you purposely did that. Purposely remembered yourself. Remember to include yourself. You know, sometimes we have to, we got to bring it down a notch. We take it there every single day out of repetition, but you have to remove yourself from the cycle in order to experience different things. And self-love should be top priority, because there's no way you can treat anybody else good, not your significant other, not your parents, not your kids, not even your job. You won't have no kind of energy or love for what you do if you don't love on yourself. And it's going to show in your work. It's going to show in the way how you communicate. It's going to show in the way how you don't communicate, the things that you don't say, that you keep to yourself because you don't know how to communicate, because you're not listening to yourself. Do you see the pattern? I hope you do, because there is one. So let's go ahead with the final card for this spread. And I pulled out the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups came out in reverse at first. And that's like a connection that's not working. There's some kind of imbalance or disharmony. So this is basically the action that you need to take in order to restore self-love and balance into your life. And if the Two of Cups comes out in reverse, and we're talking about imbalance in connections, it's you have to remove yourself from situations that makes you second guess your worth. And I know that may hurt for some of us, because you may be tied to a situation based on bills, based on routine, or based on just not even living life on autopilot. But there's discord in your relationships or in your connections because you're not listening to yourself. You're not setting clear boundaries for yourself. When was the last time that you told someone no and meant it? Saying no is half the battle, and saying no is a self-love tactic. It's not a gimmick, it's a boundary. And it's not to be malicious or mean. It's direct, it's asserting how you feel, and it's drawing the line in the sand. If there's something that you don't like, for instance, there was this conversation on Threads where they were, and I shared it on my Threads. If you follow Cherokee the Lyricist or you don't, that's my alter ego for music. But I shared it on there on Threads, and Kevin Gates was in an interview, and the interviewer kept making points and kept touching him. Like, Yeah, bro, da-da-da-da-da, kept touching him. And a lot of people were saying that he was being too, like fame got to his head. Who does he think he is? This, that, and the third. But what y'all failed to realize is that that man was exerting his boundaries. He was setting his boundary. And that is a version of self-love. When there's something that makes you uncomfortable, whether you thought he was doing that because he's Kevin Gates and he's famous and he just does weird shit for attention, that's not for us to draw that conclusion. For me, because I love myself, I show other people grace and I put myself into that scenario and I'm like, hey, yo, I don't like that either. And I've made that a point before. When you don't like something, you say it. And you say it in love. Because when you love yourself, you would treat other people how you want to be treated. So you say, please don't do that anymore. Please don't touch me like that anymore. Please don't do that anymore. And then that's how you set clear boundaries. And anybody that bounces back and is offended by that, that's not your people. And that's how you find your tribe. But a lot of times people tend to get so caught up in what other people are feeling or wanting to be accepted and are afraid of being left behind because you don't want to feel as if you're upsetting the status quo and you're afraid of being alone, whatever the hell your fear is. When you are vibrating on a lower frequency, you will not stand up on your own behalf. And that's just the honest to God truth. When you love on yourself unconditionally, you won't accept anything. You won't just let people get your timing wrong. And I'm not saying that you snap, pop, and crackle like the cereal on everybody that's getting your timing wrong. But what I am saying is that with purpose, you say things and you mean it. So if you say no in love, right? No, unfortunately, I'd be unable to do that. That is self-love. Someone needed to hear that today. Say no and mean it. Don't allow somebody to double back and question your boundary. I said no. And if that person loves you as much as you love you, they gonna stick around because they know that is a clear boundary that you've set and your conversations will become easier. So the Two of Cups coming out in reverse is due to maybe a correspondence or communication that is far and in between because someone is not standing on business with their boundaries. You can overcome this urge or this lack of an urge that you have to take care of yourself by setting clear boundaries. Simply stating, even with your job, setting boundaries with your job. A lot of us work for jobs where you're just a number or they don't care about you personally. So you go in there and then you end up feeling as if you're being used and you're just another number to these people and you're just overexerting yourself and you're not saying no. They want you to come in on your off days. We're not saying to start a revolution, but if you're always coming in on your off days and then you're always complaining about not having any time to yourself to do anything, to go on vacation, to spend time with your family, but you never ever say no, then how are you setting a boundary that you are one to be respected? You have to start with yourself. Respect yourself enough to say no. Respect yourself enough to take yourself out to dinner. Respect yourself enough to listen when someone is making you anxious because they're not listening to you. They're over talking you and blaming you for things that you know you're not doing. Withdraw yourself in self-love. That's how you create a balance. Because now you're shifting the algorithm, the energetic algorithm, so that people can respect where you are. And when you do this, you are literally drawing a line in the sand between you and a low vibrational energy. And you're showing them the standard that you are willing to accept. And you're not going to accept anything less than, equal to, or greater than. That is the standard. So when I look at this spread, putting everything in the upright position, we have twos across the board, and twos is about balance, duality, partnership. It's saying that if you've isolated yourself because you don't know how to communicate, so maybe you're suffering from some shadow work that you're not doing, your inner child feels like they're never heard, you're not listening to other people as they speak, That's a defense mechanism. That's also a side effect of not having self-love, because you're not doing enough work to figure out, why is it that I'm feeling this way? Why is it that I'm reacting and not allowing things to flow in my life? It's because there's something within you that you're not paying attention to. So this is the alarm. This is the alarm that you're ringing. Listen to your triggers. Listen to the things that are happening for you and to you on a day-to-day basis, and be honest about what you're feeling. When you're honest about what you're feeling, that is self-love. When you are allowing other people to speak their piece, even if you do not agree with it, that is self-love. If someone is badgering you and it's making you uncomfortable, or you feel threatened and you state a boundary, that is self-love. Calling out from work for a mental health day because you know if you go in tomorrow, you're going to flip a table, that is self-love. As long as you do the work when you're on your own and come back stronger, that is self-love. And you can only come back stronger if you're doing the work. And the work is not hard work. It's just settling your mind and listening to what you want. When was the last time that you asked yourself, what do I really want? What do I deserve? What do I desire? Not, do they desire me? Or what do they want from me? Or am I good enough? Those are all the wrong questions. And you're shifting the algorithms for life to happen to you and for you to blame what you're experiencing on other people and other things. Ask the right questions. What do I want? What is my responsibility in this moment? How can I change my circumstance? How can I make myself feel better? How can I be happy in every moment? What makes me happy for real? Until you can answer those questions honestly, you're not directing the energies correctly for you to exude positive vibrations and elevation. Self-love requires you to dig within and be honest about it. That's it. Don't complicate this, love. So with the Two of Cups in the upright position, it's saying to connect. Connect. If you feel that you cannot figure this thing out on your own, you need to connect. And that's just connecting with people who feel the same. Use social media for the right reasons. Don't just doom scroll and just read a whole bunch of comments and watch videos and until your life is passing you by and you're not feeling the light within. Find your tribe by saying things that you genuinely want answers to. Put a post. How do I love? Like, I promise you, when you put the word love on the internet, it switches your algorithms. What are you watching on your phone? What are you feeding yourself? All of these things are a part of your self-love routine. When was the last time you took a bubble bath? Well, Cherokee, I don't have a bathtub. When was the last time you stood in the shower and not thought about a bill? That's self-love. Releasing things that you cannot control that's affecting you in a negative way, and just taking in the moment and knowing that you are here, you have a purpose, even if in this moment it don't feel like it, and embracing that. If you're loving in every moment, all you're going to do is attract a life of abundance, and that is what self-love is. You cannot project love if you do not feel love. And if you don't know what love is, start with just saying, I love myself enough to try. That's it. All right, so I'm going to pull an angel number card and we're going to close this thing out. Remember, if you want more guidance on this, you can book a personal reading with me and we can tap in and figure out what your self-love journey, what your personal journey should look like, and how you can work on the things that can build your energetic esteem so that you can be a light to yourself first and then to others. Because we're not here for ourselves only, we're here to serve. And some people are like, well, bullshit. Well, I got news for you. I got news for you. Feelings are meant to be felt and shared. And who wants to feel a whole bunch of feelings that is disgusting, unhappy, unhealthy, and mean? Love is the secret. All right, so Let's go ahead and pull an angel number. Spirit, please provide me with the message for the individuals that need to hear this message before we close this out. I promise y'all, I'm going to get better at this live reading shit. It's so, like, unconventional for me, but whatever. I still love it. Y'all see that? So how I flip that? All right. So 000. We're starting at ground zero. This is your message. You are one with the Creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. Tell me, Spirit. Spirit is here. Okay? You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on earth. Start with love. I am a creator. Type I am a creator in the comments on this video. I am a creator. In every moment, and the Ace of Wands, creative energy, adventure. Be creative in your approach with everything. And I promise you, this is the only promise that I can earnestly keep. You will switch the algorithm of your life. You think algorithms are just a thread or an Instagram or Facebook or Twitter timeline? It's your life, the slides of your life, your experience. You can switch the algorithms with your feelings. I promise you, this is so true. It's working for me. It's worked for me. It's still working for me. It won't stop working until we stop. Okay? I popped the P because it is important and it is player. Okay? Not that P. I saw how that could have went left. So we go ahead and close on that note. I am Cherokee with Tell 'em Tribe Tarot. I am your Florida and international reader. I love y'all. I appreciate your energy. Say hello to a goddess and drop a comment because you know I love it when you say hello. And until next time, love and light, tribe.